Get ready to meet 20 banned circus monsters that really existed, from the bearded woman to the living skeleton. These extraordinary individuals transformed their rare physical conditions into spectacular performances, captivating audiences worldwide and challenging all limits and definitions of normal. You won't want to miss these unforgettable journeys. Mirin Dajo, the invulnerable man. Imagine a man who could allow swords and giant needles to pass through his body without pain, bleeding, or injury. It sounds like something out of a fantasy movie, but that was the extraordinary reality of Mirin Dajo, born in 1912 in the Netherlands. He was no ordinary man. He possessed an almost supernatural ability. Doctors of the time, who had witnessed countless strange cases, were completely astonished and baffled by his abilities. They tried everything, tests, x-rays, but no matter what they did, they couldn't explain the phenomenon. No tricks, no illusions, just an unbelievable act that defied all medical understanding and left the scientific community scratching their heads. By the 1940s, Mirin Dajo had become a world-renowned star. People couldn't get enough of this walking miracle, always crowding to witness his impossible performances firsthand. What's incredible is that even today, we still don't know how he did it. Was it some kind of hidden power, an unknown biological mechanism? Or was he simply a strange phenomenon of nature, a rare exception that defied all conventional rules? Mirin Dajo made us question everything we thought we knew about the capabilities of the human body. And for that alone, he will forever be remembered as a living mystery, a perpetual challenge to science and human reason. He showed that performance art could push the human body to unexpected limits, even beyond ordinary perception. Have you ever witnessed Mirin Dajo's incredible performance before? Prince Randian, the human torso. Born in 1871 in British Guiana, Prince Randian faced an incredibly difficult start in life. He was born without limbs, but this extraordinary man refused to let his physical limitations define him. Instead, he amazed the world with his incredible agility and strength. What's unbelievable is that he moved with such flexibility that it was hard to believe he had no limbs. Randian turned everyday activities into unimaginable performances. He could roll and light a cigarette, even shave, all with just his mouth. Every movement he made was precise and fluid, making such tasks seem impossible for a person without limbs. He was truly a marvel, a living symbol showing that the human will can overcome any physical obstacle. Randian quickly became a sensation in freak shows in the late 1800s and early 1900s. He even joined the famous Barnum and Bailey Circus, where he captivated audiences by gliding across the stage, showcasing his incredible skills. His life proved that no obstacle is too great when you have strength, resilience, and the will to succeed. He was a testament to how differences can become strengths and perseverance can create miracles. Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged girl from Texas. Myrtle Corbin was born in 1868, and from birth, she was astonishingly different. She had a rare condition called dipagus, which gave her a second underdeveloped pair of legs. Imagine having an underdeveloped parasitic twin, yet still being a part of oneself, making her physique truly unique and captivating to all who saw her. At just 13 years old, Myrtle began performing in freak shows. Crowds were mesmerized by the four-legged girl from Texas, and she quickly became a phenomenon. Myrtle traveled across the country, leaving her mark wherever she went thanks to her special condition. Although born in Tennessee, Texas became her home and stage. She spent most of her life there, performing in circuses and curiosity shows, always the center of attention and leaving audiences talking. Myrtle lived a long life, reaching 59 years, a remarkable achievement for her era, when medical conditions were limited. Myrtle showed the world that uniqueness is not something to hide, but something to cherish and be proud of, a part of who you are. Her story is a testament to self-acceptance and the ability to turn differences into your own special strengths. Martin Laurello, the human owl. Prepare to be amazed because we're talking about Martin Laurello, a man who could rotate his head a full 180 degrees. That's right, he could look directly behind him without moving his body. What an attraction, a sight that made people gasp. It's important to note that this wasn't a trick or an illusion. It was a rare physical ability that genuinely allowed Martin to dislocate his cervical vertebrae without pain or injury. He spent years perfecting this unique skill and became a true phenomenon because of it. Imagine witnessing that sight firsthand. Everyone was stunned, amused, and even a little horrified. There he was, nicknamed the Owl Man, calmly rotating his head, a truly incredible sight wherever he went. He performed in vaudeville shows and circuses, drawing crowds with his astonishing talent. Born in Germany, Martin came to the United States and captivated audiences across the country. He represents the fascination of humanity and shows us that the impossible can indeed become reality. What a marvel of the human body and the will to train. Johnny Eck, the half-man. Born in 1911 in Baltimore, Johnny Eck was anything but ordinary. He was born without the lower half of his body, but Johnny didn't let that define him. Instead of being held back by physical limitations, he became a truly talented and versatile individual, an actor, a painter, a musician, a filmmaker, and even an acrobat. Johnny was a man of many talents, unafraid to show his abilities to the world, proving that the body does not define talent. His big break came in 1932 when he starred in the famous film Freaks. This wasn't just a movie role, it was a powerful statement to the world that Johnny was more than just his physical differences. He had talent, charisma, and a powerful spirit that no one could ignore. Johnny showed the world that being different isn't a weakness, it's a strength. He challenged people's notions of normal and proved that everyone has their own unique path in life. Johnny Eck became a legend, a symbol of courage, perseverance, and the strength to overcome any obstacle. His story continues to inspire all of us, reminding us that the human spirit is limitless. Alice Doherty, the Minnesota Woolly Girl. Born in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1887, Alice Doherty was known by the nickname the Woolly Girl. Why? She suffered from a rare condition called hypertrichosis lanuginosa, a condition that left her body covered in a soft layer of hair from birth. Imagine a baby born all covered in hair. To support their family, Alice's parents made the difficult decision to showcase their daughter's condition in curiosity shows. She quickly became the center of attention, drawing crowds with her unusual appearance. People called her the Minnesota Woolly Baby, which sounds strange today, but back then, it was just part of her world and how she earned a living. But Alice's story wasn't just about what made her different. She lived a normal life with the love and support of her family. She found strength in her uniqueness, helping her family and bringing joy to audiences far and wide. Alice's journey teaches us an important lesson. Differences can be a source of strength. She showed us that one's unique qualities can make us special and leave a lasting mark on the world, even if their appearance doesn't conform to societal norms. What impressed you most about Alice Doherty? Frank Lentini, the three-legged man. Born in Sicily in 1889, Frank Lentini came into the world with a third leg, a congenital condition that made him stand out in a way few could imagine. But instead of letting this define him and make him self-conscious, Frank embraced his uniqueness, turning it into a source of humor and wonder. At 8 years old, Frank's family moved to Connecticut, and soon the boy became a circus star. He was a born performer, using his third leg to do things that astonished and delighted others, like jumping rope and kicking a soccer ball. Can you imagine? A three-legged man performing such feats, full of dexterity and confidence? Frank was also a talented storyteller, sharing his experiences of overcoming challenges and finding acceptance in the sideshow world. He even had a humorous line about needing to eat 15% more food to feed his extra leg. He showed the world that differences are not limitations. They can be strengths. Through laughter and acceptance, he proved that we can all find happiness and success, no matter what challenges we face. Annie Jones, the Bearded Woman. Get ready to meet Annie Jones, the Bearded Woman, one of the most iconic figures in the sideshow world. Born in 1865 in Virginia, Annie began to show signs of hypertrichosis, a condition causing excessive hair growth at a very young age. By age 5, she had a beard. Can you imagine? A 5-year-old girl with a beard? P.T. Barnum, the legendary showman, discovered Annie and quickly made her a star at his famous American Museum in New York City. He introduced her to the world as the Bearded Lady, and she captivated audiences not only with her unique appearance, but also with her charming personality and self-confidence. She was a symbol of acceptance and strength, proving that uniqueness is something to be proud of and not to hide. Annie Jones transformed her differences into an indelible mark in entertainment history. Pasqual Pinon was a Mexican railway worker trying to live a normal life when he became the focus of a curiosity show promoter. Why? Because Pasqual had a large tumor or cyst on his head, and that made him unusually distinctive, but that's also when his story took an unexpected and tragic turn. The promoter, wanting to exploit Pasqual's condition, created a second fake face out of wax to attach to his head. They added makeup to highlight eyes, nose, and mouth, transforming him into a two-headed man to shock and attract crowds. All of this was for the sole purpose of making a big impression, drawing huge crowds, and profiting from public curiosity. Despite being exploited and used for commercial gain, Pasqual used this opportunity to support his family during difficult times. He toured across North America, performing in these shows, where crowds gathered in amazement at the two-faced man. Pasqual's story reflects the efforts people made for survival and entertainment in the past. It is a story of human curiosity, but also of exploitation, how unique and unusual conditions were turned into spectacles for profit, a darker side of the entertainment industry. Pauline Musters, the smallest woman in the world. Pauline Musters was born in the Netherlands in 1876 and was known as the smallest woman in the world. Standing at just 58 centimeters tall, she was truly a marvel of nature, captivating the world with her tiny stature and vibrant, radiant personality. Imagine this: Pauline, a petite, charming woman, traveling the world and captivating audiences wherever she went. She was a star in the world of entertainment shows, known not only for her stature, but also for her charisma and warm, friendly presence. Her performances in vaudeville shows brought joy to countless audiences, and her determination shone through as she lived life to the fullest, refusing to let her size define her. Despite facing many challenges due to her condition, Pauline became a symbol of courage, proving that stature does not determine strength or spirit. Sadly, her life was too short. Pauline passed away in 1895 at just 19 years old due to pneumonia and meningitis. Nevertheless, Pauline's short life left a legacy of willpower, courage, and the ability to live fully despite circumstances. Chang and Eng Bunker, the most famous Siamese twins. Born in Thailand in 1811, Chang and Eng Bunker were conjoined twins, joined at the chest with their livers fused together. This rare condition made them an international phenomenon, and they were the first known and most famous Siamese twins in history. They became so famous that their names became synonymous with the condition, coining the phrase Siamese twins. In 1829, the brothers came to the United States, where their story truly began. They became performers, demonstrating their extraordinary bond and proving they could walk, run, and even do chores together in unison. Although physically connected, their coordination was astonishing, and they captivated audiences with their unique skills and rare synchronicity. But their story was more than just a medical curiosity. Chang and Eng found love, married, and even had their own families, something few would have expected at the time. Together, they fathered 21 children, setting a world record for conjoined twins, showing the full and fulfilling lives they built. Chang and Eng lived a long and successful life, becoming household names, traveling across America, and accumulating considerable wealth. They showed the world that being different is not a limitation. It's an opportunity to live a rich and fulfilling life, overcoming all prejudice. Schlitzie, the humorous genius with a warm heart. Born in 1901, Schlitzie suffered from microcephaly, which resulted in a small head and some intellectual difficulties. But despite that, he didn't let anything stop him from finding joy and success in life. Schlitzie was a born performer. He found his place in the world of sideshows, where he could sing, dance, tell jokes, and share his captivating, innocent charm. His laughter was infectious and warmed the hearts of anyone he met, bringing joy to so many. Schlitzie's fame skyrocketed when he starred in the 1932 film Freaks, playing himself. He showed the world that he was more than just a condition or a different appearance. He was a talented artist, full of personality and an inspiration to anyone who met him, proving that human value is not an outward form. Schlitzie's story teaches us a valuable lesson. We should accept each person's differences and cherish what makes us unique. His life proves that people are more than what we see, and true beauty lies in the soul. Felix Wehrle, the real-life rubber man. Born in Wisconsin in 1858, Felix Wehrle discovered his extraordinary ability at a young age. He could stretch his skin like taffy and bend his limbs backward with ease. He was a real-life rubber man, a true marvel of the human body. This ability amazed and astounded everyone. Felix took his incredible talent on the road, performing at museums and astonishing crowds at circuses, including the famous Ringling Brothers Circus. Can you imagine seeing him perform in person? It must have been very impressive and unbelievable. Experts believe Felix may have suffered from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a genetic condition that weakens connective tissue, making his skin super stretchy and his joints extremely flexible. But whatever the cause, Felix's abilities were undeniable. He turned his special condition into a career, bringing joy to audiences and showing them that the human body can do seemingly impossible things, far beyond imagination. Did you ever think the human body could be as flexible as Felix's? Charles Stratton, Tom Thumb, Barnum's Little General. Charles Stratton, better known as Tom Thumb, was born in 1838 and stood only 63 centimeters tall, quite tiny. But his talent was anything but ordinary. Discovered by the legendary P.T. Barnum when Tom was just 4 years old, Barnum immediately knew he had found a star, a gem for his museum. Tom Thumb became a major attraction at Barnum's American Museum in New York City. But he wasn't just a cute little creature, he was a versatile artist. He could sing, dance, act, and even skillfully imitate historical figures. He was a one-man show, amazing audiences with his incredible talent. Tom's fame spread across the world as he toured Europe, where he captivated audiences everywhere. He even had the honor of meeting Queen Victoria. His face appeared everywhere, on cards, teacups, and in the hearts of his fans, becoming a cultural icon. Tom Thumb is a testament to the fact that size does not limit a person's talent and influence. Koo Koo, the Bird Girl. Born in Georgia in 1880, Koo Koo, whose real name was Minnie Woolsey, suffered from a rare condition known as Virchow-Seckel syndrome, or bird-headed dwarfism. This syndrome gave her a small head, a bird-like nose, and a receding jaw, making her strikingly distinct in a crowd. But Koo Koo was not defined by her condition. She was a star in her own right. With her cheerful voice, charming personality, and ability to dance in a way that captivated audiences, she was a formidable force on stage. People couldn't help but be drawn to her infectious energy and spirit, always bringing joy to her audience. Dubbed the Bird Girl, Koo Koo often wore bird-like costumes, complete with feathers and a feathered crown. She flapped her hands like wings and danced in a way that mimicked a bird, making her performances full of life and joy. Koo Koo performed in freak shows and circuses, and she even had a role in the famous 1932 film Freaks, directed by Todd Browning. She became a legend, an icon of the theatrical world, reminding all of us that even in the face of adversity, we can find a way to shine and spread joy. Edward Mordrake, the man with a second face. Born into a wealthy English family in the 19th century, Edward Mordrake suffered from a terrifying condition, a second face on the back of his head. Imagine that. Two faces, one in front, one in back. But it was even stranger. This second face wasn't just a physical anomaly. It was said to whisper disturbing thoughts at night, tormenting him with horrible, unsettling voices, driving him to extreme suffering. Desperate to escape this curse, Edward sought help from doctors and spiritualists, but no one could offer a solution. The whispers reportedly drove him to madness and despair. And according to legend, he committed suicide at a young age, becoming a tragic figure haunted by an unsolvable medical mystery. However, there's a special note here. The story of Edward Mordrake is considered an urban legend. There is no conclusive evidence proving his existence, but his story has been passed down through generations, adding a gloomy layer to our collective folklore and sparking curiosity about the strange oddities of humanity. Whether true or not, Edward's story remains haunting and makes us ponder the burdens a person might endure. Ella Harper, the Camel Girl. Born in 1870, Ella Harper suffered from a rare condition called genu recurvatum, which caused her knees to bend backward. This condition allowed her to move more easily on all fours, a special ability that made her stand out in a way few could imagine. Ella became a star in circuses and freak shows in the 1880s, starting her career at just 14 years old. She instantly became a sensation, with crowds flocking to see the girl with camel knees perform extraordinary movements. People came from everywhere to witness this natural wonder, a testament to the marvel of the human body. Ella's unique skills helped her appear on posters and advertisements, becoming one of the most famous performers of her time. She became a household name in the sideshow world. However, in 1886, despite her fame, Ella chose to leave the circus world. She yearned for a quieter life and was determined to get an education. Although little information exists about her later life, records indicate she married and lived a peaceful, more fulfilling life, away from the spotlight. Ella's story shows a powerful choice. Sometimes, true freedom is the ability to choose your own path. Why do you think Ella Harper decided to leave the spotlight for a more ordinary life? Fanny Mills, the Ohio Bigfoot Girl. Born in Ohio in the 1860s, Fanny Mills suffered from a rare disease called Milroy's disease, a form of lymphedema that caused her legs and feet to swell to an abnormal size. Her feet alone measured 50 centimeters long and 20 centimeters wide. Imagine the size, how enormous. Fanny's unusual condition made her a focal point at circuses and museums where crowds flocked to see the Bigfoot Girl. Everyone was fascinated by her incredible appearance, and she quickly became famous. Instead of letting her medical condition define her and isolate her, Fanny used it to build a successful career. She was a strong, independent woman who made a good living from performing, supporting herself and her family with her unique talent. Sadly, Fanny passed away in 1929. Although the exact cause of her death remains unclear, it is likely that her lymphedema contributed to health complications over the years. Fanny is a testament to turning challenges into opportunities to build a meaningful life. Lavinia Warren, better known by her stage name Charman, was a trapeze artist who truly broke all barriers and challenged all expectations. Born in 1858, Charman was famous for her daring performances and extraordinary strength. She was a revolutionary figure in the world of entertainment, breaking the boundaries that women were often expected to stay within in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Charman was not just an ordinary performer, she was an innovator in the world of circus and acrobatics, redefining the role of women on stage. Imagine this. Charman would perform acrobatics on the trapeze while stripping. It was astonishing, thrilling, and utterly captivating, making her a star wherever she went. She performed at famous theaters and circuses, becoming a true icon of her time. She was a pioneer who challenged the gender norms of her era. She proved that women could be as strong, courageous, and talented as men. Her courage and determination inspired other women to pursue their dreams, paving the way for many generations of female artists to come. George and Willie Muse, the albino brothers Echo and Eco. Born in Virginia in the late 19th century, George and Willie Muse were born into a world of stark contrast. While George was black, Willie was albino, which made their appearance incredibly distinct and attracted the attention of sideshow promoters. In 1899, tragedy struck when the brothers were kidnapped from their mother, Harriet Muse, and forced to join a freak show. They were given the names Echo and Eco and promoted as sheep-headed cannibals, names that were completely false but designed to create a sensational and shocking spectacle. Despite the hardships and exploitation they endured, George and Willie showed incredible resilience. They worked in the circus for many years, even developing musical talents, adding more depth to their performances. However, their story eventually took a turn for the better. Harriet, their mother, found them and fought a long legal battle to bring them home. Do you have any special stories about oddities you've known, or any memories related to this unique world of circus or performances? Share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. If you love this meaningful journey back in time, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on upcoming exciting videos about history and culture.